welcome back to another fresh edition of The Missing Link right here on the Flow of God's Own State, Flow 94.9 FM. And of course, it's another Saturday. It's 1 minute past 4 p.m. And we are bringing to you this beautiful movement that is being powered by the Heart to Build Initiative, an NGO whose primary goal is to drive a holistic development of the youth. And of course, using Nigerian youths, of course, as a point of call. So today, of course, I'm joined in the studio by the founders of the Heart to Build Initiative. We have Onyinye Nwachukwu. Good evening.
It's good to have my voice back.
She
Don't say what happened though.
No, not at all. Not at all, please.
Good evening, listeners, and how are you doing? We are counting down to the first general election.
And of course, we have the second founder, Reverend Father Augustine Obi. Good afternoon, Father. How are you? Or good evening, rather. I think it's past 4.
Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. How are you?
We can even take good night.
Okay, so today, without much ado, let us introduce the topic for today. Of course, you know that right now, somebody will say it is a full-time job being in Nigerian at the moment. So, as regards to everything happening, we're going to be talking about staying sane during hard times. It's very difficult now, especially for a lot of people. Uni, how can you describe Nigeria right now?
Well, Nigeria is an interesting country, and you see, until you get to the point of taking black and white together, sadness and joy together, you'll not be able to remain sane. So for us here, it's all about living one day at a time.
All right, Father, we've taken the very, very diplomatic definition of Nigeria from Onyinye. So let's hear from you, Father. Father, how can you describe Nigeria right now? Right now.
Well, how can you describe Nigeria at the moment? To be honest with you, Nigeria defies definition. It is a space that defies definition. It's a space that is very antagonistic. A space that does not give its citizens, the space to thrive, to live a meaningful life. And in Nigeria at the moment, people are doing it tough. I don't know about you, Dara, because you look so good. I can hardly decide whether the happiness in Nigeria is affecting you, Dara.
Oh, Father, it's fake life. It's fake life. Oh, I'm living fake life.
Huh?
I'm living fake life.
See, a lot of people are doing it tough. There is cash crunch. There is, scarcity of naira. A lot of people have the money in the bank, but they can't even access this money. Not only that, there is great spike in the price of petrol. I don't know how much you put your petrol today. But the thing is, how can we live in a space that is so harsh, a climate that is so uncomfortable? And how can we thrive in a space like this? And that's why we're here to talk to young people, to have a chat with young people, and to tell them, to encourage them to keep safe. And not just to keep safe, but to keep sane, amidst hard times. And to be honest with you, our advice to young people is we have to tap into our mental toughness, tap into our grit, tap into our sense of perseverance. And I guess all of this will help us to overcome and to pull through these tough times we are in at the moment.
All right. So, Onyinye, somebody mentioned something. They made a statement yesterday. They said, no matter how bad things have been for us, we've never had it this bad before.
I'm beginning to doubt the definition of bad nowadays. Bad is relative in this country. And what is even bad?
I don't know.
You're walking down the street. This evening when I was driving to the studio, I saw kind of a group of people just clustered around an ATM just to withdraw money. So it means people actually have money in the bank. And they're telling me things are bad. As someone tells you, last week before the federal government extended the date for for us to return the old currency. Someone told, I went to buy banana 500 naira, and the woman told me, "Ha, are you go home?" I said, "I don't understand what you mean go home." And maybe ego. And I said, "Please, I don't know. This is Nigerian currency, and you need to buy it. You need to use it." And after much persuasion, she saw I wasn't going to budge. She said, "Okay, we'll take go." And when she was giving me my change, she gave me one old looking,
happened to me
dirty currency. And I didn't mind. For me, this is a legal tender. But one of the things I think there's also that we must begin to find something good in whatever bad situations we find ourselves. That's the only way we can survive. Find something good. I mean, one of the things we have learned this time around is that you don't spend anyhow. I don't know how about you. I don't know about you. Before you spend your naira, before you do any transfer, a lot of considerations. You want to go to anywhere you're considering, is it worth going? Do I have money to transport myself?
Spend, yes. True.
But it's crazy. You buy fuel for 370, the next day is 410, is 5. I mean, I'm not going to give up on Nigeria. That's my own faith. I'm not going to give up on this country.
Okay.
We died and die here.
We live here. Okay, so let us go straight into what today is all about. Staying sane in the already existing condition. So it's not as if we can change much except just exercise our rights and votes. So I mean, how can we stay sane? Because at this point it's very hard. It's not even the fact that right now people don't have money. They have money in the bank, but you see the queues, and the queues even discourages you before you get close to them. Then you might even
PSS now.
Let's not even speak about.
Give me collect 10 and pay extra. I'm
so
not crazy about that new currency. That's one. I'm not really crazy about it.
So, Father, Father, somebody told me that they actually took, they went to a POS to withdraw 10,000 naira, and they were asked to pay 3,000 naira charge
for new currency.
Yes, and even the new currency was mixed with old ones. Father, what do you have to say about this?
Well, look. As I said, Nigeria is a space that defies definition. Anything can happen in Nigeria, and people go scot-free. That's the thing. Now naira is being traded. Instead of you to get the right currency, people definitely cash in. People try to exploit the other, exploit the situation we have in Nigeria. But see, going back to our topic, how can we stay sane, amidst these tough times? Well, the reality is for me, we don't need to panic. Young people don't need to panic, because when we panic, we make mistakes. What we need to do is to kind of constantly tame our mind, and remain positive. We have to remain positive, I guess I said earlier, tapping into grit, our sense of perseverance. And again, we need to keep pushing ourselves every day, and taking those small decisions. Not just like when you rightly pointed out, you have to look before you leap. You have to know the right way to spend your money, or otherwise, because the reality is that it's not even as if that the purchasing power that naira is naira goes around. It doesn't.
Okay, so let us even talk about the kind of toll that the hard times can cause, especially on the mental health of youths. What are some? Okay, Father. Yeah, go ahead.
So again, and for me, when I used to, in those days when I was in the seminary back home in Nigeria, I used to study hard, and I would tell myself, I'm going to study hard to make my mother proud. I'm going to study hard to make my bishop proud. I think we need to find a reason to keep pushing forward. We need to find a reason to keep making effort every day, in spite of the harsh reality. We have to work hard, to put food on the table. We have to work hard to make our children proud. We have to keep pushing, and that's the thing. And for me, if there is any one advice I would give Nigerians, especially young people today, it is this: persist. We need to persist. We need to keep pushing forward. We need to hang in there. We need to keep moving and never give up. It is not yet over until it is over. And my dad used to tell us in those days that the person who makes it in life is the person who keep on going after everyone else has quit.
So you just have to keep
Now
going.
keep moving.
All right.
Just keep moving.
Okay, Father. So please just help us highlight, in as much as hard times is actually a period when even some standard economies still get their own fair share of hard times. But then can we talk about the kind of toll it takes, especially on the mental health of the youths? What are some consequences that hard times can place on the mind of young people?
You know, the reality is that, as I said earlier, Nigeria is a terrible place to live. You know, in spite of the human and natural resources we have, and again, you come to our society. Young people face a lot of difficulties, and all the difficulties impact on their mental health. You know, and again, the government does not make any effort to ameliorate, you know, these downturns in people's lives. But what do? If the government cannot provide us with infrastructures, if the government cannot make life easy for people, well, what do? I think that's the thing. What do? If the government pushes us to the wall, we need to bounce back. We cannot remain there. And that's why, as I said earlier, we need to keep building on our dream. We have to continue to put ourselves out there, you know, and when we put ourselves out there, when we market ourselves, market our product, when we wake up every morning, you know, keep pushing, and keep persevering, you know, keep living our dreams. That's the only way to keep moving forward. Otherwise, you know, we collapse. Otherwise, we'll be overtaken by mental health issues. Because the society in which we live is very harsh, you know, and that's intolerable.
Well,
it kills dream.
Well, Dara, that's just to add to what Father has said. You know, some young persons wake up in the morning and they're hopeless. You know, hopelessness it has become, you know, a day-to-day activity in Nigeria. I mean, being hopeless, I think, is one of the things that also drains our mental health. For instance, you wake up in the morning, nothing is exciting, no inspiration, you are not motivated to do anything. You want to go to school, and how am I going to transport myself? I have lectures, I don't even have money to go and buy food. You know, you begin to lose confidence in yourself, you lose confidence in the state, you lose confidence in everything around you. You even begin to antagonize yourself. You become so edgy. You become so edgy that everything is so irritable that at any little you want to gnash your teeth and you want to bite the next person. Some people are also coming down with a lot of, you know, headaches, migraines. People are taking ill, not because they want to be ill, because they've gotten to that limit. Their system can no more carry. But what this evening is, just hang on there. It's going to get better somehow. Tell yourself it's not as bad as that. Some people are also going through worse situations and are trying to wear another cloak upon what they have to tell themselves, I'm trying my best, it's going to get better. Just find in your space to tell yourself it's going to get better. Encourage yourself. Don't dwell so much on the negativity. When you dwell so much on negativity, it drains you faster. It drains you faster. Appreciate yourself.
And I think when you were talking, I remember this famous quote by Robert Schuller: "Tough times never last, but tough people do."
Exactly. Who is so? Become that tough person. Become that tough person.
So trying to translate what Onye has said is just what Father says. Say kwechiri, right?
Kwechiri. That was our opening statements for the year. Kwechiri. But for kwechiri, you need to encourage yourself. All right. To kwechiri, you need to encourage yourself. If not, you don't have that inner strength, you cannot kwechiri. That's the truth.
All right. So it is enough that we are mentioning the kind of toll and the effect it has on the mental health of the youths. But then stay put after the short break. When we get back, of course, we handle and hit the nail on the head on how to scale through and how to stay sane. It's still the missing link right here on Flow 94.9 FM, joined in by the founders of the How to Build initiative, and we'll be right back after the short break. Keep it locked. Okay, it's 4:17 p.m. We have barely 12 minutes before we round up today's edition of the missing link. And of course, as usual, we're joined in by the two founders of the How to Build initiative, an NGO whose primary drive is to develop the holistic drive and the development of the youth, using Nigeria as a case study because that's where we find ourselves. And today we're talking about staying sane in hard times. And before the short break, we were talking about the effects the hard times can have on the mental health, the physical health, and of course whatnot. So right now we are ready to profess solutions. How can you stay sane? How can you encourage yourself? So we're going to start by hearing what Onyinye has to say.
By the way, remaining sane is something you do deliberately. It's not a switch on, switch off. Something you decide to do yourself. Okay, for instance, you should be able to train your mind, train yourself to be able to deal with two opposing things. Something can be amazing or terrible. If it's terrible, God. If it's amazing, it's so good. So if you're able to strike a balance, that will help you. It's all about being deliberate about building yourself to that extent. You looking at the positive side of things. Find something good in every bad situation, no matter how hard it is. Find something good. There must be a lesson you're going to learn. Dwell on that. Don't dwell on the other things that drains you. I don't know how physically fit some of us are. You don't need to go to the gym. Can simply come out early morning and just walk around your house, take fresh air. Put a call across someone you've not called. Encourage someone, make someone feel good. There are people who are worse hit than you. Do you understand? So these are some of the tips you can actually begin to gain by yourself. And by the time you know it is night, another day will come. As long as there is night and day, there is hope. And we want to have life, you have hope. I'm sure Father has a lot to say.
All right, Father. Motivate us. Father, tell us.
Okay, I think Oji has said it all. Look, I don't know, but I think I have always told myself, Nigeria has always played games on all of us, somehow, some way. I don't know. Nigeria as
Father, when you mention Nigeria, part of Nigeria, I don't know how you're talking about my country like this, Biko.
Nigeria has always played games on us now. And we have always survived, haven't we?
Exactly.
We have always survived.
And we don't know how.
This one now, we go survive this one now.
Nigeria go survive.
Definitely.
We go survive this one,
Yes.
And also, for me too, we need to constantly organize ourselves every day, and we need to make sure that our minds are always engaged productively. We need to make sure that our minds are always engaged productively. Not only that, we need to, continue to enhance our network of support. Tap into our network of support. Onyi and I are great friends. We always talk about things, resolve issues together. If you've got great friends that you can share life with, well, your parents, your siblings, this is the time to give them a call.
Exactly.
Share those burdens together. Sometimes I feel like giving Dara a call, to ask her how she's going. So we need to support.
Has she put that call across?
Father has not put what Father is saying is future tense. He has not put the call yet. I'm still.
Abi, your line was not going.
I don't
Did you charge your phone? Did you have light to charge your phone?
I don't know. Father, go ahead. Sorry for the interruption.
Well, what I'm saying is, we need to kind of build our network of support and kind of maximize them these trying times, because this is the only time we need to reach out to one another. And if you haven't heard from any of your friends or your family members, well, place a call, ask them how they are going. And if you have, even if it's ₦1 or extra to give, this is a time to be more generous than ever before.
Well, just on the heels of what Father says, it's not about money you're giving. It could also be your time. Time is a gift that is so immeasurable. Giving one another that gift of time is something you can't even quantify. And it takes little or nothing. It just takes the act, the intention to go ahead of yourself, to say, just even if it's ordinary message, I haven't heard from you. How are you coping? I learned this is, I'm feeling it so hard. I don't know how you're managing with your 5 kids, with only you that is there. I learned you guys have not been paid. How are you coping? Just find in your stead to encourage someone as you encourage yourself, and tell yourself it's going to get better. How? I don't know. Keep your hope alive.
There was something Father said that really, really hits. When he said Nigeria has played a game on all of us, but we keep surviving.
Exactly.
Because if I tell you the kind of survival adaptive techniques people have developed now. I even saw a picture trending on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen it, Father, but this man slept at the ATM
Yes.
So just so he can wake up the next morning and be the first person on the queue.
On the queue.
And the next morning, funny enough, it might have looked funny to you, but the next morning it worked for him. He was the first and he withdrew and he left.
But was it worth it?
But I mean, that's risky. So many things could have happened.
I mean,
well,
right.
Okay, still speaking. Father, do you have something to say?
Well, I was going to say, as we are trying to encourage our fellow Nigerians, especially young people, and give them words of support. But I think it's also time we admonish our leaders too. I don't know. Make I talk for broke. Our leaders, una know they shame.
Father,
this is where they happen to everybody. They shame una.
Father, this table you are shaking.
Father, you're also part of the leader. You're also part of the leaders in this country. They shame you. They shame.
I'm doing my best to make sure life is more meaningful to our people.
Well, I also want us to open the lines and see how young people are surviving this time and remaining sane. That would be very great for us to hear them.
Okay, quickly, we have barely 5 minutes. So 08.
Dara, take your time. Next time, give these people time to speak to us.
Definitely, I will. I will note it. 0808 1826949 or 0811 6052 949. The numbers again: 0808 1826949 or 0811 6052 949. Call us in. Tell us which place where they bite you pass as it is now, and how have you been coping? I mean, if Onyi or Father has any words of encouragement for you, they will as well throw it in there. 0808 1826949 or 0811 6052 949. Our apologies for getting to the calling segment very, very late. We had a lot to say actually.
I'm telling you.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm very fine. This is my calling from Odumaya.
All right, go ahead.
Your name is what?
Yeah. See, the way the thing they fight me past, this fuel issue and money transfer. Like, somebody have transferred money for me since more than 4 days now. I have not received a lot. All they have to debit me is maintenance fee. And it's up to close to 100 naira maintenance fee every week. So, and fuel issue. How are we buying? Like, they're buying 45 now. Like, I mean, like, where and where will you run? That's when we'll finish. And you're buying liters of 1,000 naira. Like, how is that even working? We are not coping with it though, because before you get that money back, you make sure that I have bought it for like 5,000 naira. So for withdrawals, you can't like particularly me, I can't even withdraw. If you go to POS will charge. I want to withdraw. Is it 5,000 naira this evening? They say 800. So how is it working?
Can I ask you a question? Someone transferred to. I was supposed to transfer money to you 4 days ago. Let's say today is the 4th day. How have you been able to survive these 4 days?
Yes, because me at all. If I went out, I'm on 6 months in.
Exactly.
That is it.
That's the Nigerian in you.
And by the way, when that money comes, I hope you let us know.
But do you know the funny part there? The funny part is that most of the time when you have to use that money and do important things, you can't have it.
They are saving your money.
Don't worry, we understand.
When that money hits you, can let us know.
We understand. It go better. Okay, cope. Just continue coping the way you've been coping.
Just cope. Just cope.
He said, "You don't get us. It won't be at all. I actually like that statement." Okay, 0808 1826949 or 0811 6052 949. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
My name is African Defender. I'm calling from Umaya.
African Defender. Go ahead.
African Defender. Not even Abia Defender. You collect Africa.
My name is So, it has been so rough and tough for people. People are complaining, the masses are crying so bitterly, They don't understand what's happening nowadays.
African Defender, can you tell us how you've been able to cope all these days? So that you can encourage someone.
It was so rough and tough, but I give praises to Almighty God, because, in the society has placed us on unexpected personal prayer. Like sometimes maybe you're supposed to...
So you have become more...
But because there was nobody to buy rice, if you see 1 cup of curry, you still manage in a drink. You say that.
So you become more spiritual. That's good, though. May God be praised.
All right, African defender. May God keep defending you, I'm making you cope.
You heard
all
what
right.
Said. If
we must survive in Nigeria.
Amen.
Amen. We must.
And I like it. I mean, if you don't find rice, just drink that.
Oh my God, Father, did you hear what he said? He said they have started doing fasting and prayer compulsorily. I mean, that's a good thing spiritually, right? Father, that's a good
thing. It's a strategy. I mean, have an introspection and
yes,
fast by force.
Yes, because honestly, look at it from this angle where maybe you're fasting, and normally, if you have cash in the house, you will break it. You'll be tempted to break it, but when you don't have, you fast till the end. Father, am I speaking your mind?
You are speaking my mind, but it's interesting how people can use fasting as a survival, as a coping mechanism. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Yeah, I don't know how it works.
You don't know how it works. How it works is simple. If, for instance, you on a good day, you just go and withdraw money and go and buy Mama Put 3 times, and now you look at your purse, you just have 1,000 naira. I mean, you just if you try take what's it called, sachet water in the morning, you just waka 12 noon you go buy Mama Put 200 naira. Not the first thing you do between 1 and 2 p.m.
True. We still have the phone lines buzzing, of course. Hello, good evening. Hello,
good evening.
Good evening, welcome to the show. What's your name? Okay, we lost that call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you? What's your name?
I'm Onsubonna calling from Olokota, man.
All right, go ahead.
Man, how have you been coping?
Look, it will end in a very short time.
Okay.
Yes.
True. Yes, I like the faith.
It will end. As you see me, I have bought petrol from almost 6,000 naira on credit for my jail. The money is there. You can't get it. You have to pipe down. It will end in a very short time. I know this.
I just like that spirit.
I have hope. I can't cause the government or any person. No.
True. All right. Thank you so much for.
Just tell yourself.
Those are very bold words.
End soon.
True. It will end soon.
I like that spirit.
4:30 p.m. right here. Father, we need your last words for today's edition, of course. Well, no, that's not your last words.
My last word today is telling Nigerians, let's keep hope alive. Keep moving forward. Keep looking into the deep. Don't panic. Don't worry. Because when we worries magnify our fears. Let's keep hope alive and keep trusting God. Praying for our leader. Keep launching into the deep. Taking one step at a time. It will be well. It will be well.
Amen.
All right. We go better. All right. Only let's get to your last words for today.
Well, look at yourself always in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm going to survive. I survive. Or I'm going to appreciate yourself for the much you've done so well, and tell yourself, you see that mountain, I'm going to climb over it and step down. So just tell yourself it's going to get better. Talk to yourself as often as possible. Encourage yourself. And by the way, for you to be sane, you need to love yourself. So love yourself like real love.
Self-love.
So that you can tell the story afterwards. It's our prayer that we'll be able to tell this story someday. It's not going to be there forever.
Amen. And of course, this is where we draw the curtains for today's edition. But of course, you would have listened to Father when he was speaking. He also talked about giving. You might think that giving is more like decreasing your value, but no, it does the contrary. And just speaking about giving, don't forget that Heart to Build is an NGO. And of course, what we are doing is to look out for people, to look for the link, like the name says, missing link, and complete the channel. That's what we're doing out here. I'm a part of it, and in case you don't know, they have a lot of humanitarian activities going on. I mean, just 2 weeks ago we're at Afara prison.
We'll share that story very soon.
That's a story we'll share for one Saturday. So if you know that you're interested in joining an NGO, remember it is a non-profitable organization. You're not coming to get paid salaries or gain anything. You're coming to give the little. You might think it's little, but it will go a long way. So you can follow us on our official Facebook page. That is Heart to Build Initiative, HEART, 2 as in the figure, and Build Space Initiative. Send us a DM, or of course you want to leave your number for anybody who wants to call. Maybe you want to join an NGO.
You can try 091-6713-8002, 091-6713-8002. Just send a message and we'll be right back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Father. Until next week. Okay. Father. All right.
He's still thinking, he's praying, he's
okay.
fasting now.
All right, Father. Thank you so much. Onyi, we will do this next week again.
Yes, by His grace.
By His grace.
Let's keep our hope alive.
Keep it alive. Like the last caller said, you go better.
You go
all right.
better.
Okay, my name is Chidera Achon. We draw the curtains on today's edition for The Missing Link. We'll see you next week, Saturday. Wheezy and the crew are here for your sports dose. Keep it locked.